Hello, welcome back to Live Through the Book of Job. We are now in Job chapter 39. Wow. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. We're making such good progress. 39, 40, 41, 42, and the book of Job is done. God is truly faithful. He is truly faithful. So I'm reading the Everyday Bible and it's amplified. So let me get reading. Do you know the time when the wild goats of the rock bring forth their young? Or do you observe when the hinds are giving birth? Do you attend to all this, Job? Can you number the months that they carry their offspring? Or do you know the time when they are delivered? When they bow themselves, bring forth their young ones, and cast out their pains. Their young ones become strong. They grow up in the open field. They go forth and return not to them. Who has sent out the wild donkey, giving him his freedom? Or who has loosed the bands of the swift donkey, by which his tame brother is bound? He, the shy, swift-footed, and the untamable, whose home I have made the wilderness and the salt land his dwelling place. He scorns the tumult of the city, and hears not the shouting of the taskmaster. The range of the mountain is his pasture, and he searches after every green thing. Will the wild ox be willing to save you, or remain beside your manger? Can you bind the wild ox with a harness to the plow with the furrow? Or will the harrow of the furrow for you? Or will he harrow the furrow for you? Will you trust him because his strength is great? Or to him will you leave your labor? Will you depend upon him to bring home your seed and gather the grain of your threshing floor? Who, Job, was the author of this strange variance in the disposition of animals so alike in appearance? Was it you? The wings of the ostrich wave proudly, but are they the pinions and plumage of love? The ostrich leaves her eggs on the ground and warms them in the dust, forgetting that a foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may trample them. Now I know, like in all the movies in survival, whatever, you see people going out to search for food and they come back with an ostrich egg. I was like, why always an ostrich egg? Why always an ostrich egg? Well, now I know why. Because the egg is just there. No one is protecting the egg. That is why always an ostrich egg. It's just been laid, left on the ground, no one to protect it. Oh, God is truly faithful. Can you imagine if God wasn't also looking after these eggs? There would be ostrich would have gone extinct. They would have gone extinct. Never mind. Let me carry on reading. Chapter 16, verse 16. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain, because she has no sense of danger for her unborn brood. For God has deprived her of wisdom, neither has he imparted to her understanding. Yet when she lifts herself up in flight, so swift is she that she can laugh to scorn the horse and his rider. Have you given the horse his might? Have you clothed his neck with quivering and shaking with quivering and a shaking mane? Was it you, Job, who made him to leap like a locust? The majesty of his snorting nostrils is terrible. He pours in the valley and exalts in his strength. He goes out to meet the weapons of armed men. He mocks at fear and is not dismayed or terrified. Neither does he turn back in battle from the sword. That's why horses are used by policemen, by soldiers, by kings for battle, and it's male horses. Don't try to take a female. Male horses. He mocks at fear and is not dismayed or terrified. Neither does he turn back in battle from the sword. The quiver rattles upon him, as do the glittering spears and the lances of his rider. He seems in running to devour the ground with fierceness and rage. Neither can he stand still at the sound of the war trumpet. As often as the trumpet sounds, he says, "Aha! Ha!" And he smells the battle from afar, the thunder of the captains and the shouting. It is by your wisdom. Is it by your wisdom, Job, that the hawk soars and stretches her wings towards the south as the winter approaches? Does the eagle mount up at your command and make his nest on the high, inaccessible place? On the cliff he dwells and remains securely, upon the point of the rock and the stronghold. From there he spies out the prey, and his eyes see afar off. His young ones suck up blood, and where the slain are, there he is. Wow, 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 wow. That's a lot of questions God is asking Job. By virtue of asking Job, he's saying, I know all this. Do you? These animals are behaving the way they are behaving because I created them to behave that way. It wasn't just a random accident. I purposely created them to be like that. Anyway, I leave it at that. That is all from me for now. Remain blessed and continue to be victorious.